What's going on, guys? JFC here. It is Thursday today. We still somehow or another have literally no leaks for Team 2 of FUT Centurion. So if you're seeing this video later in the day today, go and check out FUT Sheriff and Donk and those kinds of guys to see if there are any leaks, because it's very strange that there's 0 leaks right now on the Thursday morning. I'm assuming they're coming today. If you guys don't want to deal with trading at all, you guys can go to the link in my description. Go to u7buy.com. They're a fast and very, very reliable coin service. The 5% tax is also covered. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. Thank you to U7Buy for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back to it. So what are we talking about first? Yeah, firstly, YouTube's having trouble like tracking views right now. Like the view count you see when you're clicking on a video for like all videos is probably a little bit off right now. So I don't usually like asking this, but if you guys could like the video so that I know you guys are enjoying the content. Usually the view count is a little bit more indicative of the content people kind of want to see, but right now I literally cannot use that. So if you think I deserve it, leave a like on the video. It helps me out a ton just in general with the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. I just want to know what content you guys want to see, right? That's all that matters to me. First though, we have a new patch. Patch number 6 is on the way, and I want to go over the patch notes a little bit. There's not a ton to talk about, but I want to go over some of the changes that we're going to see here. If you want to go to this article, I'll link it in the description. You can see everything for yourself. There's a few interesting things I want to go over. The first one is when playing against a team using constant pressure, your AI teammates will attempt to more actively provide shorter passing options. So that's a good little like buff to the people that are playing against the constant pressure, right? It's a little bit of a nerf for constant pressure. But then, well, let's get to that in a sec, actually, first. Let's go over this one. When a CPU-controlled defending player applies constant pressure to the ball carrier, but does not win the ball back, they can take longer to track back. So I guess that means, like, if a CPU, like, hedges a lot on when he's constant pressing, and ends up, like, the ball carrier beats them, they will be behind the play more. So maybe you can, like, beat constant pressure players a little bit better with a dribble now. I'm not too sure. But then we get this one here. It's decreased stamina decay by 11.7% for constant pressure, press after possession loss, and pressure on heavy touch defensive custom tactics. So that's interesting. I mean, that seems like the opposite of kind of what they've been going for with constant pressure recently, is that obviously constant pressure is broken, right? Everybody's known this for a long time now. But apparently, you know, they're decreasing the stamina decay, which is kind of interesting because more players are now going to have just better stamina in general. So I'm not really sure what the thought behind that is, but and in some cases, ball carriers are now more likely to maintain possession of the ball when pressured from behind by a defender. So it looks like, you know, the behind tackles maybe are going to be a little bit better. Being tackled from behind is always kind of, you know, that's been one of the main things that's this year. It's been pretty annoying, honestly. And there's some more like interesting stuff in here. There's not a ton to talk about too much. I'll just go through a couple that I think are interesting. There's some improved referee logic when making foul decisions in situations where the offending player quickly moved away from the ball carrier, which I guess that was probably a glitch or something like that. Like, I don't even know what that means. And then improved referee logic when making foul decisions regarding slide tackles. So that's always good, you know, improving the referee logic a bit. Here's a big one. In some cases, a quick free kick could not be taken and transitions to a traditional free kick. We have not been able to take quick free kicks all year, I think. And they finally hopefully have addressed that. And this is like a really, like, some of these notes are so vague, right? Look at this one. Addressed instances of some animations not playing correctly when there's physical contact between two players. Like, that is so, like, what does that mean? And these types of little things, you know, there was a blurb that was about 1 bullet point long, that was about this long, that was the explosive player buff, right? It was just about that long, it was one line, which has drastically changed this game. This is the kind of thing that can do that, right? Does that mean like players with high physical weren't getting the right animations, you know? Or there's so many like things that can go along with that, and it's so vague, and it's kind of why when a new patch comes out, you just never know how it's gonna play, you know? Some things like that you don't even realize can cause a difference. Here's a big one too. Address further instances of the ball unintentionally falling back to the attacking player after a defender makes a tackle. So that's the, you know, you press circle, make a tackle, and the ball goes straight back to the opponent's like midfielder or something like that. They're trying to help fix that a little bit, which is good. So then they apparently updated some balls, UI elements, custom managers, star heads, kits, tattoos, etc., etc. And then where was one right here? Right here. In some cases, in kickoff, custom controller settings can be reset to default. That's not just kickoff. I'm still having this issue. We're in the 4th month. We've been 3 months into this game, and they still have not fixed the settings glitch. It's insane. My settings still get reset every time I close the app. It's not just kickoff. So hopefully that maybe fixed it, and then they kind of just forgot to mention it, and they just said kickoff. But, oh yeah, also, this is a big one for a lot of people. The radar could sometimes disappear during matches, so apparently they addressed that issue as well. So yeah, there's some stuff that definitely could have used some fixing, like the transfer market resetting. you know, after every time that you do anything. There's some glitches out there that really probably could be addressed, but have not been yet. And hopefully they do in the next update. So why do I think something big is coming? There's a few reasons, right? I'm just speculating, but you usually can make a pretty good guess on what EA are going to drop on the things leading up to that. And this whole year of FIFA, right, we have seen a lot of new stuff, right? A ton of different types of content, different packs in the store. I mean, you name it, we've had it so far this year. This one, alternate reality icon, team of the year icon. The potential here is obviously just limitless, right? Torres, Ronaldinho, Rooney. These cards are amazing, and hopefully they're promo cards, and they'll be packed a little bit more than your average icon. Donk says these three did not get a World Cup version. I think they will come during the promo. This is just a guy who's kind of guessing, but he also is a leaker, so he knows, you know, he's not just guessing from like the pulling out of his ass, you know what I mean? So you add this in, you know, this would already cause a ton of hype onto the game, right? So if you go to the store here, you know, this year we are just getting like an overload on store packs, right? You guys have known this. This is the biggest year for store packs, and especially like right now, we're seeing a ton of we're seeing rare players pack plus, premium gold players pack plus, ultimate pack plus. We're going to see a lot of FIFA points being opened, a lot of saved packs being opened, and I think the content is going to be great. So I think we're going to it's just going to be a really exciting Team of the Year promo. I really do think so, honestly. So guys, not only also do we have all of this Team of the Year content on the way, Player of the Month for Ligue 1 is probably going to be Mbappé. It's Mbappé, Fofana, and Borrego are the top three. And we know who probably is going to win it. It's probably going to be Kylian Mbappé. So that's another thing that would just make people sell things, right? This is just, we have a Player of the Month Mbappé almost every year now that we've had Liga and Player of the Month. And it always causes a little bit of a sell-off on some top tier attackers because the Player of the Month is always expensive, but people tend to have more fodder. People are more willing to do an SBC than they are to just buy a card off the market, right? So we're going to see selling on some top tier stuff. Even the gold Mbappé, you'll probably see some selling on. So we just have a lot of big things on the way, and it just keeps you going back to like just be liquid as much as you can right now. We already, if you were liquid when we talked about it like initially, like 5 days ago, you already have escaped like 50k drops on your cards, and I think that there's more 50k drops on the way here shortly. There's a lot of stuff on the way, and take caution, all right? Take caution. And if you look at the market, we're seeing the same trends right now anyway that we saw yesterday. Look at the meta cards we always look at. They're around the same price. The Yayas, Mbappes, Alaourons, that kind of thing. They're all around the same price they were yesterday. And with Div Rivals rewards coming out tonight as well, people are like, there's a little bit of added demand to try and buy some cards right now to get those Rivals wins. So you're going to see a little bit more of a sell-off probably over the course of the day today, even though Weekend League obviously opens tomorrow. You should today see that little bit of a window there. Yeah, the same stuff just applies. Like if you want to go back, we talked about like past markets and that kind of thing in yesterday's video and the day before that as well. So you can go back and watch those if you want to look at like the trends between last year and this year. Long story short, last year's market crash, like big market crash, was right around this time. It was like this weekend. So I'm not saying it's going to be for sure that's going to be like the same exact thing this year, but it's going to be something like that. And obviously when big things are coming, right, we always want to look at fodder for like SBC investing. Today, fodder went crazy with 85s. 85s literally rose up like 5k more from where they were yesterday, which just you could not have predicted. They dropped that 83 times 10, and you just couldn't have seen this coming, really. You couldn't have. There's no real way to invest in this. So if you had 85s in your club, like, just congrats, and you got really lucky, honestly. None of the other fodder stuff went up too much. It's pretty much gone down, actually, from where it was yesterday. 85s went to the moon. So if you had some 85s, good job. And we'll look to invest in these cards some more as this next weekend goes on. Got a new team of the week. Isn't that fun? And it's a pretty decent team of the week. Like there's not really any like big names here other than like Casemiro and Harry Kane. But the fun thing is that there's actually some usable cards here. This Koundé, unfortunately, is only right back and it can't play center back, which really sucks. But Saliska is usable. EA obviously know what they're doing there with the Al Nassr links. They 100% know what they're doing there. You got Big Zorloth, who's just a beast. Like his first inform obviously was just a club legend for a lot of teams out there. Now he's got a second inform with just like even better stats. Tammy Abraham, not really usable, but he's fun, right? Benacer is actually somewhat usable, and Danilo is somewhat usable. Casemiro too. There's a lot of somewhat usable cards out here, and that's fun because most team of the weeks have 0 usable cards, at least in the past. Okay, we do actually have one leak that I forgot to mention. This did come out yesterday, and that's Declan Rice, Centurions SBC. So this is going to be on the way sometime, probably today or tomorrow. We'll see when, but that's going to be a thing. That's going to be on the way. So usually on a Thursday, I want to like invest a little bit on silvers for League SBCs and stuff like that for like marquee matchups. But unfortunately, with the draft supply right now, there's a lot of supply already for silvers. So I'm not as interested this week into that. But look at that probably more next week, especially during Team of the Year when that gets ramped up. You could see a big improvement on silver prices. But other than that, there's not a ton to talk about. We have Centurion like investing opportunities tomorrow with the team going out of packs. But I'm already gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna want to invest in them. So there's that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the patch. Are you guys hyped for any of these Team of the Year icons? You know, how are we feeling about Team of the Year? Are we excited? Are we not excited? Are we expecting a lot? Are we not expecting much? Let me know in the comments down below. I love you all. I'll see you next video very, very soon. Peace.